them. And now it is time for their first matchup, Colin. And it is not going to be an easy one because they are playing one of their old teammates, a few of their old teammates on this Hive roster that has been looking so fantastic throughout Emergence days.
Oh, without a doubt. Look, this is going to be a hell of a matchup. We've got eUnited versus Hive, but we're going to jump into Hive first because Hive has made some very big changes to their roster. They bring TJ back over to try to help out that team with the IGL position. They keep the perfect soldier and Solurs. They got their own nuclear weapon, believe you me, in Noey, who's changed from Exovios to Noey, back to Noey now, I think back to Exovios. And then they pick up King Zem. That's his nickname, but Inzem from Rise, who got dropped after the 4v4 switch, he comes over. Make no mistake about it. Outside of Solurs, I don't know how close he is with these three guys, but Noey, TJ, and Inzem, they're boys, man. They're friends away from Gears. So I expect that to actually be something that comes through for them, because that extra chemistry, that added life element, I think that's just always a good thing to be able to fall back on.
I think you're absolutely right, Colin, and that's going to be super key. Solurs, playing with Noey towards the last season on that Hive roster, he built up a lot of chemistry with him. And so I think that this is going to be, this is a good team right here that we're looking forward towards this Hive. Now, TJ played on this eUnited squad last season when we were 5v5. He was the player that got dropped, so he'll be looking to prove that, I shouldn't have been the guy. But I also know what you guys are made out of. I know what makes you guys tick. And he's going to go out here and try to slay out some of his old teammates. On the flip end, Solurs, he won multiple championships with Explosives, with Kenny, with Praized. And so, he's always loved going against his old teammates there on the side of now currently eUnited. And he has been playing phenomenal. And I think that, Solurs, he is a big vocal leader when it comes down to this high squad. And I think that he is the big reason for their success.
Let's take a look at the eUnited roster. Hive has a tall task in front of him because that's basically, I don't even care how young Powerz is. That's 4 Hall of Famers in Gears on the same squad, people. That's Praized. You saw it, the bricklayer, probably the best LT in the history of this game. Explosive, one of the greatest IGLs to ever touch the sticks. He is a master of chaos. Now you see Kenny, the rule book, egghead, however you want to call it. The man has won the most championships across the most games. Along with Powerz, they don't have to worry about a 5th man anymore. They don't have to worry about any kind of extra fold in the game plan. They have got this down. I mean, it's like taking a New York strip and cutting off the fat after you cook it down. You keep all the flavor, but you're just going to make that thing lean meat. It's going to taste as good as it can. And hopefully that marbling is going to be as picture perfect as you could imagine, Blaze. This team just looks absolutely scary. But there is one piece missing from this puzzle, Blaze. You know who that is?
A big piece indeed, man. That was their former coach in Ashes. Yes, folks, I said former coach. It's a weird one to say because he has been a part of this team and their dynasty for so long. But he is going to have his shoes filled by another capable coach in Rubik's, who has been around this community for a very long time.
Yeah, look, Ashes leaving is a big hit, not just to the community, because he's a nice, great streamer for the community, has always been nice. He always engages with fans when he's at LAN events. Them losing that kind of coach, that kind of brain power behind the scenes, the way that he always brought a different approach to coaching, that's a big hole to fill. But I mean, if anybody's going to fill it, when I talk about big shoes to fill, Rubik's he's a stout man. He's smart about the game. He's blessed me with his knowledge on occasion. He's given me the chance to kind of pick his brain. So I know Rubik's is going to be one of the hardest workers, if not the hardest worker in the room, to try to continuously put this eUnited squad in the best position possible to continue to win matchups, and possibly these games to get themselves into a #1 seed. Because remember, this squad was the last one to qualify. They were the 8th seed coming from that last major to this Pro League. They were an eyelash away from having to go through Pro League qualifier. Could you imagine having to talk about this team in Pro League qualifiers?
That's wild. Okay, I didn't even know that they barely got in with the 6th position there. That's something crazy to be said because their performance throughout the Pro League last season, it was not at the top. That was held by VQ and PK And then we, for the first time, saw Rise and UYU, now eUnited, towards that midline of the competition, which was crazy, but it showed how good the competition was last season. And then they also had a placement in that major that, that they were not happy with. But we know one thing, that when this group of players, when they fall short, oh boy, they come up big when the next time around. And I think they're going to come up big this pro league as we head into the next major.
Well, we've talked about a lot of different players and how impactful they can be on this series, but I think there's one player that's going to definitely stand out. He's our player to watch in this matchup. And ladies and gentlemen, our player to watch is TJ. He just finished playing with this eUnited squad. He was the 5th man. He's been dropped, but now he's back in kind of a comfort zone. He's playing with a friend in Inzem. He's playing with an old teammate in Noey and Solurs. He was on that squad with both of them. So he's got to be our player to watch because he's probably picked up a few things from those boys over at eUnited. And let's see if he can actually apply those to these other 3 guys on this Hive squad to make them that much better.
Yeah, you know what? I think he is. He has so much chemistry with Noey. He has chemistry with Inzem. Him and Solurs, it's going to be easy for them to get on the same page with each other. TJ is the main slayer for this team. We will be expecting him to kind of put up big numbers, but if he does fall short just a bit, he has his teammates to kind of pick up that slack for him, because Inzem got dropped from Rise as we went from 5v5 to 4v4, and Inzem is looking to shake up this entire league as well. So you definitely don't want to sleep on him. This entire Hive roster, man, is a damn threat.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, these are the maps that they're going to be able to play on. Hive very intelligently. They said, let's get Exhibit out of here. We know how good those 4 guys are. eUnited turns right around. We've seen what Hive is capable of on Vascar in these past few weeks, so let's get that off the board. District, Harbor, our first 2 maps. Foundation, that's just the go-to map, I guess, for both of these teams. They both play it fantastically well. So between District and Harbor, do you see either team really having a very standout performance on either map? Do you see either one of them being very dominant for either side?
I think that on the side of District, this is where eUnited get to showcase their teamwork and their experience with each other as one of the big core 4-man squads that we've had in our league for a while. So this should be a textbook map for them. On the flip end, Harbor, we're gonna see a lot of big fights between Stern and Witch. This is where Noey, TJ, Inzem, Solurs, this is where they can really force the fight and force eUnited to play in their hand if they let map 1 get behind them. So if they let map 1 get behind them and they end up losing that one, they can slay out a map number 2 on Harbor and hope to get to that foundation, a map in which we know that these players know how to play very well.
Well, Blaze, it's time for our predictions for eUnited versus Hive. We just got made to look like absolute fools. So let's hope we can go 2-1 on the night. Let's try to start off on the good foot and not be 1-2 on the bad foot. But look, eUnited, Hive. I've been watching Hive be very good the past few weeks. They've gotten better and better every Pro League qualifier. Every E-Days, they have gotten better and better. I believe they just won the last E-Days that you all have had, or that UMG has put on. So the last 2, they won back-to-back E-Days, as a matter of fact. Thank you, Voice of God, for that intel in my ear. I also did the voiceover for their team announcement. So I don't know if that's biased. I'm going eUnited, all right? I'm going with eUnited. I can't pick against those 4 dudes. And just bar none, I'm picking eUnited, all right? Hide my face. Hide it.
Well, hey, yo, Colin, man, I've known you for a long time, okay? And I say one thing, man, we ride together, we die together, because I got to go eUnited as well, man. We both going to be looking like clowns if we have our last 2 picks back-to-back be wrong, but I can't bet against this eUnited squad. I think that, like you said, I think you gave a great analogy, man. They trimmed off the fat on that sirloin, and now it's just prime lean beef right here, and with great marbling. And this squad is clean, bro. Okay, Praized, Xplosive, Kenny, Powerz. We can't say enough about them. I think that 4v4 gear should make them a better team, and I also think that they have something to prove, not winning that last major. Everything is stacked in their favor for them to come out here and have a great start. But this Hive squad, I said in the video, they're a team of mercenaries. They're on a revenge tour. They're looking to prove everybody wrong and get what they feel like they should have gotten a long time. That's be the best team in Gears Esports and get a championship at the major. And now is the time in which they have to prove it. You only play every team once in a pro league, so they got eUnited first.
Well, the chat is also going with us. The first match of the night, we all went Noble. We all were right. Second match of the night, we all went Rebel. We all were wrong. Third match of the night, we all go eUnited, and by God, I hope we're all right. But we're going to start things off here on District. eUnited versus Hive, rolling out of spawn. TJ's going to meet one player there in the middle, not going to be able to get but so many shots on him. Going for the back A there onto Powerz. He's going to get a second shot on Powerz, bouncing around, but TJ catches him as he bounces in, and a second kill already for Hive. They are in the driver's seat, 3 dead. It's up to Kenny to just survive and thrive and try to keep them in this.
Oh, big down for Kenny. He's trying to get around the player to get to the hill, but couldn't do it in time. But regardless of the fact, TJ, Noey, Inzem, what big plays they made there in the mid-map. TJ's awareness on point, 3 kills in quick succession. And from there, they were able to go on and get an early trip cap domination.
So first round going quickly in the favor of Hive. They did a fantastic job, and it all starts, in my opinion, with that that mid lane player in TJ. When he rolled out, got that first little bit of shot on, and then rolled down and got Powerz out. You take the tip of the spear and you blunt it. You take him down, that opens up all the angles and all the lanes for everybody else to get kills and try to get those hills. Boltox down by both squads. Second round coming out here very shortly. Everybody going to be rolling out. We got to take advantage over this first shot. You see Inzem trying to roll out and get the shot on back A. We'll get one pellet. You see the AMP A come through for Praized, but it's not enough. He gets shut down as well. Back-to-back rounds for Hive. The initial kill has been won by Hive, and it has opened things up for them. eUnited have to be careful. They have a 2v1 down here. Kenny's going to poke out and try to go wide. Not going to be able to get anything just yet. Noey's going to get the first back A. He's going to get the up A. Kenny and Powerz go down to Noey. Noey's going to have the home-to-home advantage, and Hive looking strong, looking scary. Hive is looking ready and raring to go. My goodness gracious, good God almighty. Hive on a roll here early against eUnited.
Oh man, what a play there from Noey, man, to get Hive into that position. And Colin, you know why he did it, right? You know why he pulled it off? Because he's Noey and not Zovio. So right, that's the power of that name, man. But back into a corner in a difficult spot. Whew, that was a big play.
Noey backed up into the corner, and I mean, he came out like a dog fighting. That man looked like he had rabies. He was foaming at the mouth. He said, I'm gonna kill both of y'all. I'm gonna take your home mill. I'm gonna rob your jewelry store, and I'm gonna make sure that I leave some graffiti on the wall when I leave the arcade. And he did all 3 of them things. I mean, he made them look absolutely silly. Now we come here to round number 3. Once again, Hive is making a perfect start to every one of these rounds. Getting the initial damage to that mid-cut, getting those first kills. It's forcing eUnited into some pretty bad spots. Inzem and Noey here in the back of the bandstand. TJ gets the kill there on Powerz in the mid-cut. 4v3 on the map. There's the next down. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, every single round, eUnited is having to play defense because they're not able to get these initial kills. TJ, he takes the first shot. He sees Kenny go for the up A. He gets the kill on him. Powerz is going to throw a flash over at TJ. He's not going to make it.
Ooh.
No, he is. What a roll-in. What a last-second gasp and a double shot down and a kill. He's not human. He's just not. Powerz is not human.
Perfect timing there for Powerz to keep his team alive in this one. Now, they're going to not have the B hill just yet, but the pressure down low. This is a 1v1. Inzem and Xplosive, but Noey with a flank from Info. He's going to help his teammate lock in his opponent's home hill. And from this moment, with him getting a flank at B, the rest of his teammates need to push up. If they want the trip cap domination now, they need to get closer and closer towards this B hill. I don't think anyone from eUnited can stop this one this time around, Colin. With 3 members down on the side, it's up to Xplosive. He's going to get crossed out.
The IGL, El Capitan goes down inside the C hill, flashes out. Powerz is going to try to make a move here. You see him rotate around. No, they pulled out. They weren't going to try to take that CQC fight. They weren't going to allow Powerz to get the highlight reel play. They back up, go for the double shot down on him. They get the extra hill. 4 players on the enemy's home hill. Official house party status. They've got the boombox blaring. Probably not Summertime by DJ Jazzy Jeff and Will Smith, but I'm pretty sure they got some nice tunes going on it right about now.
Oh, I think you're absolutely right. Now, 3 rounds in a row here for Hive. Oh, man, they have came out swinging. Both squads getting those retro lancers built up down low. Now they're gonna put some picks on their up top secondary, unless EU want to make a switch up here. They want to put most of the focus down low. Is this a big power weapon in bandstand? Might as well do it here. Might as well. You're down 3-0. Don't wait till the last final minute. They're gonna put a sniper down in this portion of the map. We know Kenny, Powerz, Noey, and Inzem is playing this area, so they're all gonna get an opportunity at picking up this weapon. Regardless of who gets it, we know that they're gonna put on a highlight reel, but we know Powerz is gunning for. He's like, yo, put the scope down real quick. Let me go ahead and get this weapon.
See the flash is out. TJ's gonna try to push up another flash right on top of his head. Gets the stun on him. And you see Powerz trying to move up. He's not gonna be able to get either of those kills, but he does get it down. Kenny tries to rotate up. The revive is out. The pick is in. And Hive, my God, has won 4 initials in a row. Absolutely dominating the first 20 to 30 seconds of every one of these rounds. Xplosive will get that down, but Inzem is up there at the top, just crossing him out. The setup is not there. The angles are not there. eUnited, I don't want to say that they look like they need a compass, but they need a map, they need a compass, they need a North Star, they need a telegraph, they need whatever it is Sea of Thieves has on the boat to tell you which way you're going. I mean, my God, this is not going well.
This is not going well indeed for a man. Whew. eUnited down 0-4 here in map number 1. Hive, they wanted to make a statement here. And at this moment, they get a chance to put a shot grenade down to help them in this fight, but I think they got to do it, because if they don't, eUnited most definitely will upgrade that retro lancer to a shot grenade and have a slight advantage going into this next initial. So Hive having good foresight there. Now, can they win 5 initials in a row, Colin? You think they can pull it off?
Are you ready? I mean, it would be a clean sweep in map number 1. They'd probably win it 5-0 as well, which would just be a frightening sight for any and everybody still living on this side of the earth. You see Inzem here, flash out. I like the little change up. They're gonna Lancer out and try to get those kills in the initial, and they're gonna try to pinch out these last few players of Hive, and there's another kill. Once again, it's little micro adjustments like that that will win you rounds, Blaze. It'll give you the ability to try to come away with any and every possible advantage early on. Kenny all by himself. There's the headshot on. Oh my God, Kenny got the headshot on TJ from that distance.
That far, right? That's what I was saying.
That's a slug round. It's a slug round. It wasn't no pellets. It was a slug round.
All right, so Colin, you mentioned small micro adjustments. That's one thing that eUnited know all too well, right? And they're gonna have to make a few of those over these next couple of rounds. But good job there in that last round, taking their time to play a little bit wide, play for the cross, the damage with the Lancers. They put a well-placed shot grenade to stop anyone from getting inside of bandstand, and it worked out for them. Now, let's see how they're gonna make an adjustment going into this next round. Now, for the side of Hive, they are going to be up their weapon placement when it comes down to the secondaries. They're going to choose to upgrade their Botox to Retro Lancer, and that's going to work wonders when it comes down to locking down that home hill if players decide to push from top cinema lane.
So shocked out for both teams. The sniper down there at the bandstand still. Boltok Retro, top half of the map. Here comes TJ, flash out. They're not going to get called out this time. They don't go for the extra Lancer in the middle, which is going to leave them in a 1v1 situation in that middle cut. Kenny's going to have to back up. Damage is out from both teams. Inzem will be the first to fall. 4v3 effective for the side of eUnited. There's a second kill now. Noey full red. He's going to go down. There's the quick ramp shot out of Powerz. Cleans up a second. And he has the sniper rifle. They're going to try to push over and go for the triple cap domination very quickly. It's going to be up to Inzem. First to the fight. Shots on. Not going to be able to get anything just yet. Full red. He goes down outside of the hill. And ladies and gentlemen, eUnited answer back 2 in a row. 4-2. They've got 3 rounds in a row, though. They got to play picture perfect. Will we even see a round number 9? Can Hive figure out the answer once again? Or Will eUnited continue to press back against the tidal wave that has been Hive in the early goings of this map?
Now that time around, eUnited focused on getting those kills mid-map. Explosive, Praized, they worked together very, very well to get the first blood, and ultimately that led to the rest of their teammates getting up the kills in bandstand. So eUnited making these small adjustments. Let's see what adjustment they're gonna make going into this round number 8.
Eyes on target.
Round number 7.
Here we go. TJ shot over the cover. He's going to have a lot of damage out. He's going to go inside that E hill. Powerz is full red. Any extra challenges out of him might find him down and out. And there's the back A from TJ getting the kill. TJ with a second shot on will get that down. They're going to be able to double shot down that third player. But a kill comes through finally. Inzem will finish him off. That's 2 dead. That's 3 dead. Kenny has to make a miracle happen. He's going to be shot on, taken down. Everybody from eUnited has fallen in the initial. Hive will have the 2-1 hill advantage. But they will have players off of respawn to stop the triple cap domination. So this round will be extended. Inzem with the snipe in his hand, using that beautiful jade marble skin there on the snipe as well. Trying to just overlook the middle of the map.
Especially with that skin combo too as well. It was calculated.
Lieutenant JD. Lieutenant JD.
Now, Inzem with snipe in hand. He's going to be sitting in green, decked out in green. So now at this point, Hive just needs to get a head count. He needs to figure out exactly where all these players are. Noey's going to get a call out to Inzem that he has 2 pushing him. Inzem's not going to be able to connect with a body shot. He's going to quickly pull out the pistol, and I think that's a great choice in weapon right there, trying to help Noey out as much as he possibly can. He takes 1, and off his right hand. Close to getting 2, but he has no extra help. Here comes Inzem finally to the fight. He's managing to get 1. TJ's going to be there also. They clean all 3 members of Trip Cap domination coming through. Hive, they closed out match number 1, 5-2.
Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful first map by Hive. One of the things that is just really impressive about them is their initial damage in fights. Getting those extra Lancer bullets in, you could see it every round from Hive. They were getting that first L trigger off in the middle of the map. That extra damage right there as they roll down to the bottom of the map just allows you to play that fight a little bit differently. It's not heads up. You're not waiting for your opponent to make a move. You know that he's on the back foot. You know that he's going to either have to get a little crazy, try to go for an up A, but every single round was won and lost in that mid-cut position, and that going forward is going to have to be a definite eye of observation. We might have to find, just like we have the conductor cam, we might have to have that mid-cut cam. I mean, looking straight up and down that middle hallway about who gets the advantage in the damage and who gets that positioning to really put their opponents in a bad position early.
I think that'd be a great idea. That'd be an awesome camera angle. We'll get a lot of intel from that because that mid lane is super important there. When it came down to district, that's where we saw most of the variation. United had to make those little adjustments, put in some of their focus, where they focus towards bandstand. But it is a tug of war battle as multiple 1v1s and 2v2s are being won and stuff. So, good effort to them. But regardless, we're about to head into Harbor, Colin. Okay, and as we get close to Harbor, it's not going to be as spread out as we saw here on District when it comes down to the fight. You got your 1v1 in the top lane towards Fountain, your guy mid-map, your 2 down low, but when it gets to Harbor, we're going to see a lot of 3-man and 4-man up top between Winch and Stern for that big battle. And in these team fights, Hive has been coming out on top. That type of chaos, that type of initial, they work out in their favor when we get to Harbor.
People are going to have to be able to get some, how do I put this? They're going to have to get to their spots a little bit quicker. One of the things that Hive can consistently do, in my opinion, that is just heads and tails above the rest of the community, is still their speed at which they play. I don't really ever see them come down below a 9. Like, it's literally, we got to get to the mid-cut. Oh, we're already there. Oh, we need to rotate to their home. Oh, we're already there. And it's just ungodly how fast they can play, especially when that initial damage, the ability that they're able to put that pressure on their opponents, eUnited has to find a way to get to those fights a little bit quicker, whether it be taking a better route, whether it be, I mean, even if you have to step up early and just Lancer at the person coming to the same spot as you. Even if you have to give up the positioning to get the extra damage, you can make that positioning up later on, I believe, if you get 2-3 Lancer bullets on somebody, because now they've got to sit down. They've got to let their health start to regen, because those 2 or 3 Lancer bullets, that equals a one-shot down if you can pop that corner and pop that top with the Nasher.
Nah, it definitely will. It definitely will there. You know, as you guys see, 5-2 to Hive there in map number 1. And Colin, we're about to, you know, go over here towards Harbor, okay? Now, I want to ask you, what the hell does eUnited need to do in this early game to not get behind like they did in map number 1?
It's exactly what I was talking about. They've got to get the initial damage. Their initials were much cleaner when Xplosive would pop and stop with the Lancer. When we saw him turn and get the extra damage on the player in the mid-cut, or we saw them send Kenny one of those rounds to the top side of that garden, he was able to Lancer straight down their stairwell, got the extra Lancer damage in. I can't say it enough. Like, I know I am a broken record when it comes to the Lancer. I am not a good player. So the Lancer's my best friend.
Yes,
which is why I see everybody else that, like, when people don't use it, it blows my mind, because I go from a bad player to a mediocre player because all of a sudden I've Lancered you out and I can one-shot down you from eternity.
I try my hardest to use every bullet in my Lancer before I die. Every death, I want to use the whole clip. And if I run out of that, I want to use my pistol. And if I have to ask my teammate for ammo and I'm still alive, I probably did something great, okay? I'm probably helping contribute in a fight some way, somehow. I'll take those eliminations. And we kind of said it in our first match, man. Hey, Lancers win you championships, okay? Flash grenades, meat shield, power weapons, they're going to win you a check in Gears of War. It's nice to be good with the Nasher and get those initial gives and get in people's faces, but we see in 4v4 Gears Esports, you got to work smarter, not harder. You got to be ready for the rotations, be there to help your teammates out. None of your teammates should have to, you know, fight and get a full 175 on somebody off the start. Give them some of that extra support with that Lancer.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it just makes everybody's life that much easier. I think one of the things that we're going to have to see is who takes that mid-winch fight. I know we're going to see. I want to almost see them put Powerz in the B fight. Put him down there to let him play a 1v1, because he can get a little aggressive in those first few moments, because the fight at Winch isn't necessarily over in a flash. You can delay that out. You can stretch that out. Maybe think about putting Powerz down there, let him take a 1v, get aggressive, do what he does best, and then let your support player and Kenny move up to the Winch, Lancer out, try to get an angle on somebody.
In 4v4 Gears of War, man, you know, even though Powerz is a big time slayer, I agree with that. You know, I think having him in that 1v1 spot is going to be smart, because the core of Kenny, Praized, and Xplosive, I want those guys playing together, playing off each other, utilizing that chemistry. And but as we see, Praized is going to be playing a 1v1 down low, and Powerz is going to be working on the front of the fight here at the Winch. Still, a great choice.
Here we go, Noey. We're going to be on board with him, lancering out toward Xplosive and Kenny, trying to catch him between them and Inzem, and that's a great angle. They've got 2 X angles right there. They had him from the home hill, they had him from the top of the stern, and they've already killed off 2 players, and like I thought, they put Praized down at the B hill fight. Now Powerz is a 1v1 top stern. Inzem sits on the cover and says, all the flash, all the dash, it means not with this Nasher. And yo, I mean, I don't know what I'm talking about right there, but Noey now is trying to Lancer out of the C-Hill, trying to get a couple of more downs to put these last 2 players from eUnited out. And this is looking dominant for Hive. They have not dropped a step in this one.
And that's off the back of Noey. He wasted no time pushing through top stern when he saw nobody was in front of him. The majority of the eUnited players were down low at Winch, and because he did that, he forced eUnited to have to make a difficult decision, back up and have to account for them. And by doing that, his teammates were able to help Lancer out. I believe that was going to be Kenny and Xplosives, ultimately get them this early advantage here with control of top stern and Winch. So B hill locked in, A hill locked in. Player 9 being Noey, he's assisting Solurs there from the Winch with his Lancer. That's why it's difficult. It's going to be difficult for eUnited to decap that B hill with him holding this angle. You got to keep his head down. So he's getting focused from 2 different areas of the map. A flash tossed at him as well. Will he be able to get the down on the hill? Because if he gets that down, that's going to force Kenny off the cover, and maybe Solurs can make a play.
There goes the quick revive out. Xplosive will get the revive on to Praized. They're coming back into this, but they do need a decap. Powerz is going to be lancering out toward TJ top stern. You've got to try to put some pressure on player number 8. It's going to be Inzem. He's the linchpin. He's going to be able to damage out and put a lot of pressure back. But Solurs with the help over the top, I mean, they just shut him down once again. The retake from eUnited, it's not going to be there. And ladies and gentlemen, Hive are going to be up 1-0 in rounds on map number 2 after winning 5-2. I think it was 5-2, I believe, Blaze? 5-1?
5-2. 5-2 in map number 1 district. They wasted no time in this round, man. That was a big start for them. They got them off to a huge lead. And from that moment on, eUnited was just not able to get control of top stern and winch anymore. They tried to make a play down low at B, but the amount of time it took them to kind of get into that second team fight and get off respawn for the third time, Hive already had a sizable lead there. So kudos to them. Inzem drops 5 kills, 1 assist, and 1 death there in the first round. So good job to him. Now, when it comes down to weapon placements, we saw a difference in our first series where one team chose to prioritize lower dock and another team prioritized the secondaries up top. And we're also going to see that once again.
There, another split decision. Boltok up top for eUnited. Boltok down low for Hive. And again, I just need
eUnited opportunity to make up for round number 1 at some point.
But they've got to come out with the initial sooner or later. I mean, every time it's basically come down to who wins the initial has been winning a lot of these rounds. Here comes the initial shots on. TJ will get 2 pellets there. Shot on through the backside. That's a good little Lancer help. You can see down at the bottom, there is a 1v1 between Praized and Solurs, 2 old teammates. Powerz is going to rotate in, gets the up A kill. Inzem's going to find one onto Xplosive. Powerz now, he's going to rotate around, clean up that second kill, the courtesy of Kenny, who got the Lancer shots on for the down. And now you see Powerz, he'll be in the winch position. He'll be able to keep Solurs' head down for the most part. Praized is going to move into that hill. Solurs is not going to be too afraid of Powerz right here. He doesn't have to be necessarily. He's not out in the open to really give up positioning. There's a flash, but 2 shots from that Boltok is going to put him on the back foot. And a full spread.
Oh.
The downs come through, but the quick revives are out. Who will get the kill? Xplosive there to help out his teammate. Boltok shots in. Praized. He's got to take the long angle. Noey might be able to escape with his life. He is full red, but he's not going to go down just yet. Continuing to back up. He's going to be getting the stun, but he's going to get killed off. Yeah, there he goes. Okay, I didn't see his body explode. And I was like, did he get killed?
Man, Solurs, that push that he made, he also, while he was getting Lancer from winch, that took a lot of cojones, all right? But he gets the down. It was just on his opponent's side of the map, and his revive couldn't come through soon enough. But hey, great effort when you have to play that 1v1 position down low, especially against one of your old teammates in Praized. Now, B Hill is going to get decapped here by Hive. eUnited has about a 50-point lead here in this moment. You got majority of their members up top between winch and stern, and this is a big fight if they can take out TJ, but he forces that member back. Reinforcements are going to come through and help him. Now, eUnited, they do have the height advantage in this fight, so Lancer's out. They're putting out as much damage as they can. TJ is going to be the focus for him at some point. He did good getting into this position, though, because he's here. He'll be able to help his teammate lock in his B hill. And ultimately, he secured a 2-to-1 hill setup for Hive because eUnited, they have to move him from this spot if they want to get B.
And TJ is just going to hunker down here. He knows that they can't push up to try to get the decap without trying to force the fight against him. And he's being protected. Every lane is covered right now. No utility to go for a retake. Kenny's going to get Lancer down every second and every step he takes going down those hills. Here comes Xplosive trying to move into the area. Kenny pushes up as well. They've given up top lane priority. Xplosive will come away with a kill. They need to find 1 more, maybe even 2. You're going to see a 1v1 at the home hill of eUnited breakout. Powerz is going to have to win this against Inzem. It's a big-time fight. Wow. And Inzem's going to come away with a win. Huge for them. Triple cap domination being threatened for just a moment, but that is going to be able to slow things down for just a moment. I think long enough as well. I don't know if you have enough time to get to those other hills. I think eUnited is going to come away with this. They will squeak it out right there at the end, 250 to 240, or give or take 1-1. They tie it up. That's a good sign. That's a good sign of life and a good retake from eUnited.
Man, that was beautiful for them. And you know, eUnited, they had that top stern position. They were sitting there But TJ, man, he was being a nuisance for him. So in that moment, eUnited, they didn't have any utility whatsoever. They had to take a 2v1 against him, even with TJ having right hand, you know, which is that probably doesn't feel like you're taking a 2v1 against a player because of that little advantage that he has with his movement and just the whole package that is TJ as a player. Now, weapon placements go down. We're going to see Hive start to catch up on his weapon placement up top. eUnited, let's see if they can take the lead here.
3v3 again in the middle of the map. Inzem shot over the cover, trying to get damage onto Powerz, and beautiful little positioning by him, getting a lot of damage out. Powerz will get the downs, but no kills. Kenny's gonna have to get one of his own. Back A out. We'll get the kill. Inzem, he's gonna get taken down by Kenny. Kenny gets a third, back to back to back. That's a beautiful start by Egghead himself. Big Brains, the rule book, whatever nickname you want to give him. Right now, I'm gonna call him Mr. Kill because he's in the hill, and now he's got two people coming off a respawn to contend with. I don't know if eUnited wants to stay here and possibly give up their lives. They're gonna back out and play some defense.
Man, beautiful scramble by Kenny off the start to get those 3 kills there. Textbook plays, and he's gonna back up here with Explosive. They know they don't have to do too much in this moment. They get some help from Powerz, but the focus fire, Explosive gets downed out, but Inzem gets downed out as well. Currently 3v3 on the map. Is man-on-man up top ramp. It's gonna be man-on-man on Winch and man-on-man down low at the B hill. Both squads waiting for their force to come off respawn, for them to find an advantage somewhere on the map.
I like Noey right here. Pushing into the mid-winch. He's gonna get shut down by Powerz though. One hit a quit on the head right there. And he's gonna back up. They've got the positioning up top. And even though B has been neutralized for just a moment, the back game from Powerz doesn't find the kill. It forces Explosive around the corner with a retro to try to get the shots on. Inzem's gonna try to bounce up at him. Kenny's gonna reload his Lancer. Both of them getting the X angle out and the kill right there. They're gonna let him bleed out. As a matter of fact, the call out comes through. Noey is full red. He has to worry about 2 players once again. One after the next. They're pushing into these fights. They're gonna put the pressure on the B hill now. We're gonna have to see how that formulates out. That's a 2v1 down bottom. It's gonna be won by eUnited. TJ's gonna go down to Kenny, and this looks like it should be another eUnited round. They're gonna be putting pressure on the triple cap domination. Kenny with the talent at hand, trying to put damage on Inzem. Inzem with the up A, gets one. Inzem sliding into the second, will get taken down by Explosive. Kenny, though, will get revived as well. eUnited stands tall. eUnited plays defense and offense at the same time. I guess that's the best way to win a championship. 2-1. They take this lead going into round number 4.
Ooh, hard fall round there for eUnited. They played it so well. After they won the initial, they did a good job holding top stern, made it very difficult there for Hive to retake control of that ramp, and eUnited closes that one out. And I want to say the second and the third team fight. But, you know, you see Inzem in the end there, you know, bouncing around, making plays, dodging shots. And he, you know what, I thought it was Powerz, but I think Inzem may have, like, the best movement in Gears. You know, like, I always go kind of between, you know, Inzem, Avexis, TJ, Powerz, you know, Noey's up there. Like, a lot of these guys, they move around so damn well, but Inzem does a great job dodging and delivering shots in between the time in which it takes him to go between shotgun shells there. So great effort there for him. But eUnited, man, they're looking good.
I would believe it about Inzem any day of the week, because the first person to put me onto Inzem way back in the day, it was it was at our first LAN event for Gears 5 after Ely. It was Affinity that told me Inzem was on the rise. Yeah, it was San Diego. Affinity came up to, or I was talking to Affinity. I asked him who the best young player was. He said Inzem's going to be big. And then Affinity got to coach him on Rise.
Yeah,
so I'm like, my man ain't lying, all right? Affinity ain't never needed to lie, and he still didn't in that situation. So good call out. That's a good little cross out. Good kill by Explosive to try to even things up. B-Hill's still not capped, but it looks like eUnited has the angles across the map. They've got to push up just a little bit here to try to get maybe one more kill to try to push onto the home hill, because you can see it looks like Hive might be mounting up for a retake at the B hill.
And I'll be honest with you, Colin, if it's anybody that has like the voice of God in Gears of War, when they say something, it may be Affinity, okay? Because when he speaks Gears, you listen. All right, now here in this fight. You're gonna have Noey help his teammate capture this B hill, using that retro lancer to keep that player's head down. But now a revive chain has to come through, and luckily enough, that revive chain was in the hill, so they will cap B, and they can slow down that fight on that side of the map. Now the rest of the Hive members, they have to defend their home hill because they got 2 members of eUnited sitting right outside of the ramp looking to strike. And they also getting angles down low on the players of Solurs. And now Powerz did not know he was going to catch a brick from over the top of that cover, but he quickly gets revived.
Now we see Xplosive in that X angle trying to get that down. He's going to go down himself. That's going to make it 4v3 on the map. Now eUnited has to sit down and wait for somebody else to come off of respawn. Looks like Hive is not going to give him the opportunity, though. They're going to try to push up on their 2v1s and try to continue to get downs and outs. There's one down by Powerz. He has one more to worry about. Kenny and Powerz now, the gruesome twosome. They're coming into this fight. There's the flash way out over the top. Kenny is going to be just about under 50% health. He's going to try to shoot back against Solurs. Kenny goes in, gets one back A. Another player is off of respawn, so they have to worry about that. Here comes the triple decap. No, they don't get the decap on C. They do not get the decap on C. That could be a big-time blunder. They back out and give up a life. Powerz is trying his best to stay in the fight and try to keep the pressure onto Hive. Meanwhile, Hive is going to pressure up onto Powerz. They're going to get that second kill onto him, and that's going to leave Hive in a position where they can sit back, relax, and try to just hold on to their home hill. This is what it boils down to. Without that decap, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Say goodnight. We've got ourselves a 2-2 ball game going into the second half of this map because there's not enough time for eUnited to get everybody off of respawn, get kills, and get across the map.
And to double down on that one, with eUnited having 2 hills to their name, when Kenny was getting back into the spawn and Powerz was sitting behind him, Lantern, I don't know how Powerz didn't decap that hill. Even with Kenny just barely touching it as he's transitioning back, that hill should have got decapped. If it did, I want to say Hive is stopped around 200, 205 at the points. And the eUnited have the 2 hills set up and they could just slowly back up hill. At that point, they went off their home hill. So that was a huge blunder indeed. eUnited let that one slip away. Hive, they're thanking the Gears guys after that one. But if you want to thank them, you could support them by buying their weapon skins.
I mean, that thing is beautiful. I'm sorry. That to me is still one of the best.
I rocked their Nasher.
That beautiful blue-red with the gold trim. I mean, gold trim on something like that, just chef's kiss to me. I love especially that little skull right there under that front forward sight on the Lancer. That's just a nice little touch. But there we go, our first real change to the map meta, ladies and gentlemen. A drop shot has been placed down at the stern, so a 4v4 is going to ensue up there. It's going to be about who gets those first couple of kills to try to get that pick. A lot of stuns onto the side of Hive, but not enough damage to get any down. Praized is trying to hold his position, trying to hold his weight right here. And you see everybody rolling around, trying to find cover, but nobody's finding any damage or downs yet. And we have basically a nice little reset here, Blaze.
Yeah, we kind of do for a brief moment there, but eUnited, they're going to find a power weapon. Praized picks up one in the back, helps his teammate get the next kill. And, you know, that's off the back of Hive just barely missing their shot grenade because they tried to use it to single out Praized, but he was safely able to sit in cover, wait for his team to get their shot grenade into the fight, and that got them the drop shot. Ultimately won them that fight up top. Now, they were sitting outside their opponent's home hill for just a bit, but as you see, Xplosive gets taken out here, and now Hive is going to rotate up top towards the D hill, towards the E hill.
Inzem trying to go for a little rotation back up to the top E hill now, bouncing around. The one rocket from the drop shot has been used, so that's still off the map until it respawns right now. 3 members of Hive are in the area. They're going to go for the decap, quickly got it through. eUnited has rotated home to home now. They're going to put the pressure back onto Hive by going a home to home stretch as well. They leave Praized at that mid stern, which is going to give them cover from those top Lancer angles. But I believe Praized should get angled out here. It should be a 3v1 just about, and puts him in. Oh my God, it's a 2v1 because Praized decided Solurs had to go. He didn't know what was about to happen, but he said, Solurs, you gotta go. You gotta get out of here, all right? I can't have you in my fight.
TJ second guessed that shot for just a second, but he's gonna have to back up. Kenny with a right hand, he's gonna take a brick, and he was also getting flanked there by Inzem. But that was him being behind enemy lines, cleaned up quickly. As you see, Hive moving up towards the E hill, Xplosive defending it. That was a great first kill from him. And what a shot over the cover to get the double. He's gonna have some help from his teammate to lock that one in. They only got 1 member contesting them up top. They'll be okay to hold it, but Down low, Solurs knew that he had to overextend.
Well, definitely.
He had to force back those eUnited members. He dies, but does he buy his team enough time to come off respawn and take their numbers up top?
There's the quick shock picked up by Kenny. I don't know what Kenny's going to do. I think Kenny's actually turtling up. They got the call out that they didn't have the numbers up top. Noey's going to be able to even... No, Noey's going to leave it there for Inzem to pick the drop. They go home to home. Kenny has the shock to defend himself up there. But we are down to just 8 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to come down to the wire. Even though it's a 100-point differential, you could pretty much win this round off of a full wipe if you're Hive. And ladies and gentlemen, without getting into that hill, Hive lose the round to eUnited, and the first round of the second half goes the way of eUnited, and they're up 3-2 right now. And Inzem maybe needs to just be a little bit quicker into that hill.
Yeah, because you got to... He was kind of waiting for a teammate to help him with Powerz, but Kenny had to shock across map, and he had to deal with a drop shot. So those Hive members, they were A-okay with getting a home hill, but on the home hill, on their own home hill, Inzem, you got to push Powerz there, man, and just put out enough damage. You, most importantly, break the hill. Even if you die, you broke the hill, and you give your teammate a better chance at a 1v1 to possibly extend around, giving him a little bit more time, giving your entire team some more time in a round.
Coming into this 6th round, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a pretty defining round for both teams, if you ask me. Powerz is actually rotating straight through Stern on the flank. He misses the first shot. He had to take a second shot, which slows down the retake. You can see now they have control over that top. They're going to throw flashes out. Powerz is going to push up onto Solurs. He's not giving him any room to breathe. Solurs has to get the hell out of dodge. Now the flank comes out from Hive. Hive has the positioning up top of the Stern. They're going to be bouncing around. They get it down onto Powerz. They're going to continue to Lancer angle in this fight. Nobody has the drop just yet. There's 2 downs, 3 downs for eUnited. Hive are going to be able to clean those up, get the power weapon, and as good as that initial was for Powerz, it was not good enough.
Not good enough indeed. Great effort there by them, but that play from Hive was just too much. Now they're sitting outside of eUnited's home hill. Kenny can't hit the wrap shot. He has 3 teammates coming off respawn, but this drop shot is gonna connect with one, puts out splash damage on Powerz, and Hive gets this one. Oh, whoa. Explosive. He finds a heal.
Explosive said, if I get the decap, I make this harder. So all I got to do is make it harder. He's going to be snubbed out by 1. He's going to be angled out by the 2nd. They're going to go straight into the hill, going for the triple cap domination retake. 3v2 meanwhile at the home hill of eUnited. And yes, the points are not going in your favor, but a good amount of kills could find you back in this round very quickly. A quick revive out. Noey is full red. One more shot onto him. Goes wide, does Praized, that he will get that down, and they will get the kill. They've got to get the pick there on Kenny. They will get the cleanup there. Looks like they're going to move a couple of players across home to home now to try to put the pressure back onto Hive, but they're going to have to get decaps everywhere. I mean, this is a very scary situation for eUnited. This has to be picture perfect the rest of the round. Down by about 110 points, about a minute to go for Hive to come away with the round win. Kenny's going to get full Lancered every step of the way. He's going to get shot on and taken down. Powerz is going to have to go massive, but he gets traded out. There's the double down. There's the revive. Ladies and gentlemen, 2-1 hill advantage still in favor of eUnited, but I don't believe it'll be for very long as Praized has the retro, but they're going to be able to rotate wherever they want. There's the down on him. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a 3-3 tie. Blaze might have called it early, but by God, the same situation's about to happen.
Man, eUnited almost came back in that one. Praized, as soon as he got his opponent's retro lancer, they says, we want no parts of this. We have to go up top. He got a little aggressive, just trying to find a kill, get him staggered. But if he was still alive with a retro lancer now home hill, maybe his team can get up top for a decap. But as we see, Hive has just been so talented at controlling the top third, and this fight has been their bread and butter, man. And they have just been spreading eUnited thin.
A fantastic job by them to tie it back up. Big difference from the first map. A lot more action and a lot closer here onto Harbor. And as we take a look over, Noey is 1 kill, 13 assists right now. But at the top of that leaderboard, I need you to bring that scoreboard back up. These weapon placements are cool. Hive, or TJ, 11 and 21 assists,
Damn.
ladies. He's in every fight. He's helping everybody.
And then Inzem with 16 kills. But TJ, he's sitting at the top of that leaderboard, hanging out. Noey being a support player on the squad, doing everything that he can. Kind of spread out evenly across the board there for eUnited at the top. Praized got least deaths in that 1v1 spot down low. But as we know, And Solurs going to have least deaths for his team because he's in that 1v spot as well. But it comes down up top to this team fight, man. And it's been it's been back and back between both these squads. No, you see Inzem gets a great shot on Powerz. He lets TJ know it. Puts a flash behind Powerz. That flash not playing effect now, but TJ had one left in his back pocket. They push up together, but eUnited defending against this. And that's because they got one of the best defensive players in the league. The New York enthusiast himself, the bricklayer Praized, cleans up multiple kills there on the winch, and eUnited gets E-capped up. Now they're trying to stand united as they move on over towards their opponent's home hill.
That's one of the scariest positions for anybody to be in. Praized has just got a long hallway and and all he has to do is just not miss shots. He goes down right there to the Lancer angle over the top, but Hive, they're gonna come back into this already. eUnited has 2 rounds in a row, or 2 out of the last 3 rounds, excuse me, pushed up just a little too far for my taste, put themselves in bad position. Yes, you wanna pressure your opponent, but you're putting yourself in a position for the respawns to come out, Lancer you down, and put you back down. They need to be a little bit more careful with those initial lives that they're using in these fights, because right now, that's what's biting them in the butt. Every time they win an initial, they spread themselves out a little bit. The retake from Hive is just almost too easy. There's an incendiary. He's going to cook Kenny. He's caught on that corner, and now you see Xplosive down. At least Praized in a 1v forever. There's a down, but Powerz is trying to answer back. Powerz has to get this revive off. Triple cap domination coming through. Xplosive and Powerz up top. Noey's trying to bounce around and make something happen. He's finally going to die to the 2v1. 1v1 at the home hill's about to break out, though. Inzem waiting in the wings. Lancer out. Kenny's going to be about half red. Inzem's going to be able to play defense in this position for a moment.
Yeah, he's trying to get out some initial damage. 2 flashes thrown at him. He has one in his back pocket. The flash did stun him. He's going to get crossed out. Now, eUnited, they're going to get Hive's home hill in this moment. But this fight up top is going to be so important, because if they win this as well, it could be the round. Xplosive squaring up. Meat shield battle between him and his old duo on Solurs. Trying to break through. But eUnited, as we see with the home hill capture, they got the win condition.
Every time Xplosive beats Solurs in a 1v1, all I can hear is Xplosive being like, "Don't you ever ghost me at a tournament again. All right? Don't you ever do it again." And then he just moves on with his life. He's got to hold on to that. I'm sorry, he just has to. Now we see eUnited, 2-to-1 hill advantage, crossing the 200-point threshold first. They have to continue to play defense. They cannot push this much further out. What they have to do is stop this initial push. The Lancer from Xplosive was good, but I mean, TJ straight into it, gets that kill. They're going for the decap. Powerz is there to shut him down. They're going to get the decap, though, at the home hill of eUnited, and they might get this E hill if Noey's not. Oh, Noey, all he had to do, I think, was stay in the hill. No, they won their home again. They won their home anyway, thanks to Kenny bounce and another drop shot.
Man, one of the best drop players in the game right there, Kenny. eUnited, man, they're fighting hard against this Hive squad. A team that has won the last 2 Emergence Days, being back-to-back champions. And if you guys out there in the chat don't know what Emergence Day is, well, it's a invite-only tournament on Thursdays with the best Gears of War teams out there every single week, in a single elimination tournament there. And you guys don't want to miss out on there, because we see a lot of action in our community happening during those tournaments. It's definitely a fun time. So come hang out with us on Thursdays for that. And on Mondays, we also got the Challenger Series. Hell, every day out the week, we got Gears of War action. We got Challenger Series on Mondays, Pro League Tuesday and Wednesday, Emergence Days on Thursdays, and Astro Battles on Fridays.
And I'll tell you right now, Monday to Thursday is put on by one of the greatest groups of people on the planet, the fine folks over at UMG, from director down to intern. I don't even know if they got an intern, but from the top to the bottom, them boys are the best in the world at what it is they do. So big shouts out to them. Next fight is going to break out. Round number 8 underway already. You're going to see Inzem trying to push up. If he can come away with a kill, Powerz is going to get it, though. They're going to trade out. TJ does have the drop shot. TJ does not use it yet. You can see the drill bit still in the gun. The home-to-home sprint by eUnited is there, though. And they're going to continue to try to play defense here. 3 members of Hive stuck up at the top. This is what they need to be careful of. They spread themselves too thin last time and lost both of the hills and ended up losing the round. Powerz is going to bounce around. He's going to get 3v1. He didn't even get to take somebody out like Praized did last time. Now, can they win either of these hills? Are they going to be able to come away with either fight?
Boy, they're going to have to take out Kenny, and Kenny is going to just try to be annoying until Powerz comes off respawn. which he just did. But Kenny took one. Tried to put some damage in on the second one. Now the home hill will get broken. Does Powerz want to flank E, get his team a free hill? Does he want to go to the home hill? In this moment, he's going to force TJ to use the drop shot, and I think that's a win. Get him to use that shell now so you don't have to deal with it for the E hill. But with multiple players going down, it's looking like we may get a round 9, folks. Will Kenny make it in time? The slide! He cannot.
Just too little, too late. Round number 9. Here we come on the train tracks, and I couldn't have asked for a better matchup and a better map to be able to see our round 9 on. Here is the weapon placements. Inzem, what are you gonna hover over, my man? What are you gonna do? You gonna block something out? Did they already use it? No, they both already used their blocks, didn't they? When eUnited came. I thought they did. I don't think they did. We'll find out.
Well, yeah, we're about to find out right now.
They had to, because they'd use the disable right here.
Is everybody going to put their last placements on the drop shot? Nah. eUnited had to play catch up.
Gotta even it up.
Yeah, they had to play catch up right there. Even it up. So we're going to have incendiary grenades on the bottom, shot grenades up top on the secondaries, and a 60-second drop shot with one shell inside. This is going to be a big team fight off the start. We're going to see 4 members of eUnited in the area. A flank coming from Hive. Noey has a big play to make for his team, Colin.
See them posturing up. They actually get the call out on Noey behind them, and they're going to get some shots onto him. Not going to be able to get him down just yet. He is full red. They might have to give up that drop shot to try to stop this flank. They're going to get the down up top, double down up top, as a matter of fact. Go to the drop, but Xplosive answers back with 1. He answers back with 2, and the revive. He's got 1 more in front of him to try to win, but the flank comes through. The Lancer fires there. Noey bouncing up. Noey ever dangerous. Upmay comes through. That's the wipe. That's the win. That's the hill. eUnited have the power weapon, the positioning, and they are in line to try to win this round 9 and send us to a map number 3, Blaze.
Wow, wow, wow. And they're going to go ahead and take that drop shot to Kenny. They know exactly who hands to put it in. Fantastic play for Xplosive, keeping his team alive, because Noey made a good play of his own off the start. That wide flank up into the secondary, he just wanted to be annoying, put out Lancer damage. He even stayed alive, forced multiple members back of eUnited, but his team could not get it done on the front lines with their shot grenade. But I know he did his job. Xplosive just clutched up here under pressure.
Hey, look,
not surprised.
Sometimes you throw the deep ball in case you get lucky and you can check the defense. Right here, right now, Noey threw the deep ball and it was intercepted. It was called out. Inzem's out from both teams. Nobody down just yet. They are coming away with a couple of damage shots on to TJ. 2 downs onto him. 1 more down could find him dead and keep the pressure on. But here we go. eUnited spreading themselves thin yet again. If you fall here and lose the round, I'm calling Choke City, not Brick City. TJ's going to find one on the Powerz, and I think eUnited needs to back up. They are falling apart at the seams, ladies and gentlemen. Hive is coming back, and they are going to put the pressure on eUnited to get to a hill quicker and sooner rather than later. Triple cap domination being threatened. The only hope is Powerz. He's going to have to get to a hill. He's going to go down. Nobody there in time. You overspread your welcome. You overstay it. Hive makes you pay. Hive is on the move. 2-0 over eUnited, ladies and gentlemen.
What a hell of a last round, folks. What a hell of a round. It looked so good for eUnited. They had top control. They used the drop shot to get the first pick. They spring into action. They had 2 players trapped in a corner. Incendiary grenades all around them. Where do they run? You see Xplosive screen right, trying to flank around at the secondary to get the Lancer angle. Now, he had the angle, but they could not down out and get the kills on any of those players that was low. You saw Powerz move up. He got one, but Solurs came off a respawn. He was the first player to die from the drop shot, and he was able to fill in the gaps, work with TJ, get the kills. You saw a big 1v1 being won by Noey as well. And Hive with the reversal, man. Huh, what the hell?
Yo, we're about to let Taylor
pull off the Meliodas.
Taylor Reflections Noble has a chance to be first in predictions at the end of the night. God help us all, okay? Everybody needs some help. But Blaze, you said it best. Look, I love the aggression. I get it. It's Gears. Powerz is that kind of guy. He can get those kills.
Those should have been easy kills for him.
But
Two
it's
players
senseless.
trapped in the corner.
At the end of the day, it's senseless, Blaze. It is the stupidest decision you can make to have the power weapon to get that next pick by Kenny, who makes it again a 4v3. You can buy yourself more time. You can spread the lead even further. But you chase? You chase toward their spawn? Like,
oh, boy.
Hello?
And I think we're going to see it there on the replays, that final moment. You know, TJ getting the kill on Powerz and Kenny. It was a really wild breakdown there towards the end, but they felt like they had to commit in that moment. But you're right. If they just held it with the Lancers, it was like 180 to 120 at that moment as they were pressing down for the trip cap domination. Hive made them pay.
They didn't just make him pay, yo. They bullied him. That was like a shy-locking scheme. It was like, we're going to give you 5 now if you give me 50 tomorrow. I'm going to tell you that much right now. And Hive came to collect every single time they got into a fight against eUnited. They were just a step better tonight. This was close, but it just seemed like Hive had their number and they were dialing it up. It took Herculean efforts by Xplosive on both maps to keep them into a lot of situations. Make no mistake about it, El Capitan Xplosive is doing one of the best jobs on the planet playing without one of the best players on the planet. And I hate to invoke his name, but my God, just think about how much better this makes the Legend of Mental.
Oh, boy. Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
It does. It definitely puts some extra stock into it because since Mental's been gone, man, this team, they kind of had their struggles. One of the worst performances that they had in the Pro League. They didn't win the major after it. And now they got their core 4. They don't have the extra 5th. The game is slowed down. And like you said, this is a Hall of Fame team here, but it's still some struggles there with the squad. And they had some great initials, but they just got aggressive in in certain scenarios. Like in 5v5, the pushes probably would have worked, but in 4v4, man, you lose one player there. Next thing you know, a double kills come through, and it's one guy on the map, 2 people spread out opposite ends, and you just see how much consistency it is now in 4v4 Gears of War. And Hive knew that they can pull the reversal after they got that first kill there.
They knew that they could pull it off, and they did pull it off. Kudos to Hive. Look, all the talent announcements in the world, they don't win you games. Rolling out of spawn, hitting shots, triple capping, getting the 250, winning 5 rounds before your opponent does, that's what win you games. Hive did it perfectly right there with a 2-0 in our 3rd game of the night. But ladies and gentlemen,